Data centers are facilities that house computing networks and cloud storage resources. They require a lot of electricity to get the equipment online and keep it cool enough to ensure it stays running. As part of our special report Spotlight Energy Matters segment, my colleague Brett Baer explains how increasing number of facilities are impacting certain areas of the country. Brett?
Thanks, Mike. Demand for digital services is growing rapidly, obviously, and so is the need for electricity to power all that technology. Tonight, we take a look at the rise of data centers and how they impact our national electric grid.
They're incredibly energy intensive. They require a lot of power to operate.
Since 2010, the number of internet users around the world has more than doubled. As more people have gone online for work, school, gaming, and Googling, an increasing number of data centers is helping the web run quickly and efficiently. How does an increase in internet use overall impact the overall electric grid?
This digitization of our economy is a good thing, but it needs a lot of electricity. And we're not keeping up with that demand in terms of increased supply in this country. But I don't think we're turning back.
A data center is a facility that houses IT infrastructure for running, building, and delivering applications. Some companies may have data centers on site. Others use cloud computing data centers that are often shared by multiple customers.
A lot of regions in the country are starting to see instances where these data centers are heavily populated.
Companies such as Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, and IBM Cloud run what is known as hyperscale data centers. They're the largest kind of service providers, and they are growing rapidly in number. Is that boosting electric costs in certain areas?
There's no question that data centers use a lot of electricity, and yes, where there's limited supply, costs are going to go up.
Data centers account for around 2% of total U.S. electricity use. Hyperscales can use as much power as 80,000 households. Of the nearly 8,000 data centers around the world, about 900 are hyperscale. Those account for 37% of capacity.
They're putting demand on the grid, and some of the utilities didn't accurately forecast the surge in demand that would occur, not just from these data centers, which consume a lot of power, but then they also create ancillary jobs around them. They lead to residential growth.
The biggest markets in the United States are Dallas, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Northern Virginia. Northern Virginia is one of these places that has a lot of hyperscale data centers. So what's the impact of that technology being rapidly attached to, added to the grid?
Well, you're asking for a lot more load to flow through the transmission line. So if you're in an area where you've got adequate transmission, you can handle that to some degree. But let's face it, you can only have so much capacity on an individual electric transmission line, and you only have so much power generation in place.
Virginia, of course, is home to around 35% of all known hyperscale data centers. The state and some localities offer tax exemptions for computer equipment purchased by the facilities, which has led to a rapid increase in construction.
The utility is going to have to build a lot of transmission in order to deliver that power over the long haul.
Many hyperscale providers are also beginning to fund renewable energy plants as areas face rising prices caused by supply shortages. Is renewable energy a reliable source for a data center?
Data centers run 24/7, and as far as I know, the sun doesn't shine 24 hours a day, so you're going to have always available generation to help supply these data centers in a significant way. Yeah, renewable energy could be a piece of the portfolio, but not the majority of the portfolio by any means.
We need to look at our existing generation fleet and make sure that we are not prematurely retiring sources of generation that we need to keep the lights on before we have their replacements ready to go.
To combat costs and energy use, some companies like Facebook are putting data centers in the Arctic. The cold climate helps cool the machines with natural air and reduces energy use. We'll send it back to you.